Hi there, my name is Belinda Dovson and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and our weekly overview for the week commencing the 23rd of November 2020. Well, last week we had a locked hexagram, hexagram 21, biting through, which is all about this knot that is preventing us from getting the nourishment we need. This piece of wood is preventing us from biting into what we need, and with vigor and energy and decisiveness is gnawing through that knot, breaking through that obstacle and taking decisive action to remedy the problem. So please do share in the comments below what that looked like for you for this past week. I was involved in a project where the unspoken issue was needing to come out, needing to be tackled in order for the team in question to move forward. And so I made sure that I got that issue, that obstacle, onto the table for discussion and resolution in an open forum so that we could resolve it. And what did last week look like for you? Right, so this week, things take a turn in a different direction. Things start accelerating. And I would say that if you've been feeling stuck, slow, bogged down, foggy, just stuck in mud, the next few weeks are probably going to get us really into action and moving forward. So for this week, we have our first hexagram, our first flow of change is hexagram 45, amassing. Now, this hexagram, let's have a look at a structure. The top diagram, the top three-lined image with this hexagram is the trigram lake. Okay, abundance and joy and enthusiastic exchange of ideas. And the trigram on the bottom is earth, receptive, mother, nature, holding, supportive of growth. And you can imagine when you think about these lakes amassing on the earth, being held by this devoted receptivity, we have a particular energy called amassing, which is about gathering the crowds, gathering a large group of people or a large consortium of companies or projects together around a central idea. It's like taking a whole lot of threads or a whole lot of wheat stalks and bonding them together and binding them together tightly, with our shared purpose being the thing that rallies us together. Now, this hexagram can also be understood if we think about a concert. Where you go to a concert, there's a massive crowd, there's your favorite artist performing on the stage, there's so much energy, we all love being there, but a crowd can go wild if it's not held in check by very clear rules and clear processes and clear purposes of why we are here together. What is the shared purpose that we are here together for? So this week, the I Ching is drawing our attention to work that we have to do with the crowd. This might be a group of associates you're working with. This might be a whole lot of companies in your supply chain. This might be a whole undertaking in social media. This might be a network that you're involved with. This is about engaging with a crowd, with a large group, and using purpose and using leadership to bind and mobilize the energy of this group. Because when you have this group focused on its purpose, there is massive opportunity for us all in using this energy this week. Now, there are 3 changing lines. And so when I cast the coins, there were 3 lines that said, yes, we are so intense, we are so bursting with change. We want to flip into our opposite. We want to bring you some specific advice for this week. 3 changing lines. And that means that this week is going to be jam-packed with quite a few shifts in energy. 4 shifts in energy, in fact, as we go throughout this week. So there's going to be a lot going on. You've got to hold on to your hat. You've got to keep your focus because there is energy here for us to access if we work with it in the right way. So let's have a look at our changing lines. Our first changing line in the first position says, one of the challenges that we've got with this group, or that you've got with a particular group of people or a crowd of people, this could be your online social presence, this could be a group of friends, this could be in a community that you're working with. One of the problems is that this group is quite diverse and it's large. And what tends to happen, because there's such a mixture of people and it's a large group of people, what can happen is it's very difficult to try and get everyone to move in the same direction. There's a lot of distraction, there's a lot of backwards and forwards, there's a lot of questions, unanswered issues. And so when we have a large group of people where there isn't already a strong leadership process in play, what tends to happen is it's quite hard to get the group to move in a particular direction. This is like herding cats. And so if you're finding that you're trying to get something done and it requires the involvement or the buy-in of a large group of people that don't understand exactly what you're trying to do and are basically suspicious, is to really persevere in being very clear and speaking your heart about what's really meaningful to you, what you're really trying to do. Work hard at that communication, because you can get through to them. You can make it clear if you're really open and authentic around what it is you're really trying to do. So that's the way we tackle our first changing line for this week. And then very quickly, we move along to line position number 3. And in this position, we may find that part of this challenge of getting this crowd to mobilize and work in a direction is that we feel like we're an outsider. So there's a little group, that's a little clique, you're right, and we feel like we're the outside of this group. And we've all had this experience some point in our life where we feel like we're on the outside of the glass looking into the fun party. And so part of this week is about just recognizing that there'll be old ghosts of your past, old fears and phobias about worthiness and about being on the outside and about being shut out that might come to plague you. However, one of the things we can do, we can be strategic and we can say the group that's on the other side of that window, that glass that we're looking through, there's actually a person there within that group that holds power in the center of the group. And the way we get into that group, the way we mobilize and work our way through it, is to engage the person at the center of that group who can help us. So if that group or that process or that crowd is really important to you, what we've got to do is say, let's get help from someone who's in the center to mobilize and motivate on our behalf. And of course, one of the challenges of doing that is our ego, our pride, that says, I wasn't important enough or significant enough to be able to get everybody's attention on my own steam. I had to go through somebody else to plead my case. And we just have to get over ourselves. If this group is important to you, that's what you have to do. So there's something around just kind of taking it and saying, all right, let's leverage the relationships that are at the center of this group. And then our changing line in the 5th position says we have the opportunity to lead and mobilize and really manifest some wonderful things through our leadership at the center of this group, of this crowd that we're trying to support and motivate. There might be in this group people who on the outward appearances look like they're very friendly and they want to support us, but are secretly deeply suspicious and are not that sure. And so because they see I need to act in a particular way because that's going to help me, I'm going to act in a particular way. And all I would say to you is if you encounter these kinds of situations, just have your feelers up. Just think about the people around you who are authentic and who are kowtowing because they want to be in and they want to be inside the window, inside the group on the other side of the window, and just accept that perhaps they're not being as authentic about how they really feel. The way we can deal with this is we can continue our commitment to our important and meaningful purpose. What we are here to do, the passion, the thing that you're really here to do. You just commit, commit, commit. And over time, those people will be with you and in this cluster because they want to and they see value, not because they feel they should, but they actually don't want to. So, as I mentioned, a lot going on. This week is really going to bring us some real reflection and insight around the crowd we're trying to mobilize. It doesn't mean it's thousands of people, but it's a large group. It's not a one-on-one relationship. This is a large group of disparate people, mobilizing them around a shared purpose and the leadership role we've been called to fulfill, and some of the challenges this week that we need to focus on, because this week is an opportunity to unlock the value of the crowd. Now, our second hexagram, or our relating, transforming hexagram, how this is transforming into as we go over the week, is hexagram 55, abundance. So abundance is the hexagram of the harvest, of the fruition, of financial return, of opportunity, of blessings, and in particular the idea of the full moon, that once the moon reaches its climax, it reaches the big point, this big beautiful orb in the sky, that it's now reached a culmination process. The harvest is upon us. So I would say to you that this week there is opportunity to reach out to the crowd, to the community that's around us, and to mobilize them, to push through the obstacles we encounter in doing so, because the abundance is in this moment. Now, we might not necessarily have a whole cauldron of gold coins fall onto us on Sunday at the end of the week cycle. What we might have is we might have the moment where the abundant opportunity clicks in, where we realize what we've got, we realize we've made a progress into a place where the abundance can flow over a period of time. Okay, so it's about recognizing the connection of abundance, the culmination of a journey. So many good things and blessings in both these hexagrams, yet asking us to step into leadership and working with ourselves in the best way possible to get this crowd organized and mobilized around a single shared vision of what we can do. Right, I'll see you on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for our daily I Ching stories. And of course, subscribe, like, share, you know what to do. It makes the world of difference to this channel, whether you are on the podcast version or the YouTube version. Really appreciate that and look forward to seeing you very soon. And if you've not yet done so, we are still in November, so that means there's still time to go and take a look at November's overview, the wandering quest we are on this month, and the peace and calm and stabilizing that we need to bring into our lives in November. Wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon.